NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here answering your questions that you guys send us on our live show using the hashtag NFL or Super Chat. We react to them on the program. So, without further ado, need you to subscribe to the channel. That way you can be a part of our next mailbag segment. Let's get started with Kyle. Kyle writes in, would Kyler to Atlanta be a great fit for the Falcons? He's a great mobile QB, and Atlanta is one of the best running teams in the league. Kyle, you might be onto something potentially. Now, a couple things have to play out before we get to the bridge you're discussing here. First off, Desmond Ritter's got to suck, and the Falcons give up on him, which very well could happen. And then the other thing, on Arizona's side of things, Kyler Murray's got to look bad where they give up on him, and they might have already given up on him anyway, potentially speaking. So those two factors involved. And then you also got to factor in the Falcons taking on the contracted Kyler Murray, which is a ton of money for a long time. Can the Falcons do that? With all that said, you know, one of the best mobile quarterbacks of all time played there for the Atlanta Falcons. His name is Michael Vick. And as great as Michael Vick is, Kyler Murray, I mean, he's a better passer than Michael Vick ever was. Maybe not the runner that Mike Vick was. But it would feel like deja vu almost. And I think Falcon fans would be excited to have Kyler Murray in the building. D. Lunatic writes in, do you think Sean Payton can fix Russell Wilson? That's the question everybody wants to know. Is Sean Payton going to be able to fix Russell Wilson? And I'll say this. So far, I've really liked the approach that Sean Payton has taken to this, that he has humbled Russell Wilson. We heard him this week call out Russ and say that he needs to stop kissing babies and, you know, he's not a politician. He took away his office. He's not allowing Russ to bring his quarterbacks coach in the building. He's doing all those things that should get Russ's attention, not treating him different than anyone else. With that said, though, I don't even think Sean Payton can save Russell Wilson. No pun intended, but I think Russell Wilson is cooked. I think let Russ cook has turned into Russ got cooked. I don't think we're ever going to see the same Russell Wilson that we saw with the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think even Sean Payton can come in and save him. I expect the Broncos to be better, and I think Russ will be even better than what he was last year. But it's not going to be enough as far as I'm concerned. Thanks, D. Lunatic. Trip Bayless writes in, oh, God. Will Jonathan Taylor get traded after he comes off PUP? He hopes he does. If I'm Jonathan Taylor, I sure hope I'm getting traded. Because Jonathan Taylor, as far as I'm concerned, should never play for the Indianapolis Colts ever again. He shouldn't play. He shouldn't put on that uniform. He should not walk into that building. They put him on PUP when he shouldn't be on PUP, when he's not hurt. You know, he's not getting paid what he should when other teams are willing to pay him. And it's a dumpster fire organization. Now that he who should not be named is out of Washington, Jim Irsay is the worst owner in the NFL, and it's not even close. Jonathan Taylor, I hope for his sake he gets traded before the deadline, gets to play for a contending team, gets the contract he's looking for. He deserves better than what he's being put through with this Colts organization. I hope he gets traded. Will he? I'll believe it when I see it. I hope for his case, but we'll see. What do you think? Does Jonathan Taylor get traded? Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in. Tell us what you think in the comment section if Jonathan Taylor is going to be gone. Robert with a little fantasy question. Who should I start, Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers? I got to tell you, I like both quarterbacks, but I think this is an easy question. Granted, I'm not playing fantasy this year, so I might not be the right person to ask. I'm taking the year off from fantasy just to focus on the games themselves. With that said, the answer here is Lamar. Lamar's going up against Houston. Not only do you factor in the passing ability, but the run ability as well, so you get more points in theory in fantasy that way. Aaron Rodgers got a tough task against the Buffalo Bills. I think Rodgers will play well, but I think Lamar going up against a worse team in Houston and Lamar with all those new weapons, although he might not have OBJ, there's more potential for Lamar to play better than Aaron Rodgers. I'd go with Lamar this week. Len B. Who is the GOAT when it comes to special teams? Am I tripping for not thinking Devin Hester? Devin Hester is the greatest return specialist of all time. That is the correct answer. And I think Devin Hester's got an outside shot to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame. When you talk about special teamers, return guys over the years, Steve Tasker is another name that comes to mind for the career he had with the Buffalo Bills, and they'll be the first to tell you. Slater as well, another guy. I mean, there's been some great return specialists. What makes me sad as a football fan, just a consumer of the product, is how much the league has taken away the return game. I mean, we're very fortunate that we got to see Devin Hester when we did, because in today's NFL, Devin Hester would not be happening. He would not be able to do what he did back in the day because of how soft the league has gotten with some of their rules. So, yeah, I would say he is the best, but to take it even a step further, it's unfortunate the league has gone. I understand player safety and all that, but you've made it more of a boring product. You've made the kick and punt game useless, essentially. We're selling jerseys of some of your favorite NFL rookies. On sale now at chatsports.com/NFL jersey. And the way I've explained it is this, okay? Your favorite team has a bunch of new players, right? Guys that you hope are playing for your organization for a long time that turn into superstars. And what you can do is you can get these jerseys and begin their journey with them. Get this jersey right now, and you can wear this for their entire career. A number of guys, from Bryce Young to Anthony Richardson to C.J. Stroud, we got all of them. Go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey to get these today while supplies last. Chatsports.com/NFL jersey to get yours now. All right, we continue in the mailbag. XD Gamer writes, is Jimmy Garoppolo the most underrated player in the NFL? XD Gamer 22, no. I don't think he's underrated. I think he's very fairly rated. I think that pretty much everyone is on the same page on two things when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo. One, Jimmy Garoppolo's won a lot of football games. I think Jimmy Garoppolo gets a lot of credit for the games that he has won. Although some would say that wins are not a quarterback statistic, you can't deny that Jimmy Garoppolo's won a lot over the years. But two, he's been carried throughout those years. That Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't always played great. I think most people realize that, yes, Jimmy Garoppolo isn't that great of a quarterback, but he's won a lot of football games. Those things are true. They're not mutually exclusive. Aiden writes in, who is your player of the game prediction for tonight? I'm going to say Kadarius Toney. This referring to Thursday's game, the time we're recording this. Am I allowed to say Patrick Mahomes, or is that too easy? If I had to say somebody else, and it's going to be funny because some of you are watching this later after the fact, don't sleep on Isaiah Pacheco, potentially, to have a nice night for Kansas City, because they need a lot out of him with the injuries with Kelsey and stuff stacking up. Kyle writes in, who are the top three teams to tank this year? Worst teams in the NFL this year. Let's see. Right off the top of my head, I think the Colts are going to be the worst team in the league. I think the Cardinals are going to be pretty bad. And then I need one more very bad team to go along that mix. Maybe Carolina. Well, I think Carolina's going to be better than what people think. I think Houston's going to be better. I think the Raiders could be that next team, potentially. That's what I'm looking for. I think that it's definitely Arizona and Indy is the two worst teams in the league, but we'll see how ultimately that plays out. Kyle, thanks for the question there. We got time for another question or two. Let's go to XD Gamer, who says, will Calvin Ridley win offensive player or comeback player of the year this year and not DeMar Hamlin? I'll say this, and don't take this the wrong way, folks, but it's going to be very tough for DeMar Hamlin not to win comeback player of the year. It's like a few years ago when Alex Smith won comeback player of the year for stepping on the football field, although he actually played pretty good when he did come back. But just for getting back out there, that earned him Comeback Player of the Year. I think in Damar Hamlin's case, just for him getting back out there, it's already his to lose. Calvin Ridley, I think, is going to have a fine year, and I think he's a nice addition for that Jags team. But Damar Hamlin's already won it, and the season hasn't started yet. Bob Marley, don't worry. Be happy. Worry if you're a Commanders fan, though. What are the chances the Commanders trade Chase Young? I think that's another one of those trade deadline situations where the Commanders at. I don't think the Commanders are going to be very good. What are the chances? I would say at the very moment, at the start of the season, if they're tomorrow necessarily, they're not going to trade him tomorrow. But, 5-6 weeks from now, I would give that a very high chance because they haven't paid him yet. And they've paid a number of guys, and you can't necessarily pay everybody. So I would say the chances of them trading Chase Young eventually, pretty high. What team will Chase Young end the season with? Let me know in the comments section. Give me a team that you think he ends up with. Maybe it's back with the Commanders. Maybe it's somewhere else. Chime in and tell us who you think that team is. Subscribe to NFL Daily by Chat Sports for more NFL coverage. We got you covered each and every day on the channel. We'll see you next time here on NFL Daily.